and you start using drugs again, and you have a child, and for some reason, Child Protective Services is not involved, which I don't understand why Child Protective Services hasn't come in and taken your child from you.
Enjoy the video, hit the like button.
See, I'm just.
I think we have a resolution. Get Ms. Testy on the right track.
I keep trying to put her on the right track. She doesn't want to go on the track.
She wants to now.
I'm like, here's the path. I always give people two choices. I'm like, here's the path to prison. Here's the path to improving your life. And people sometimes just choose prison. We're not on the record. Why are you choosing prison?
Your Honor, I'm trying to get a job and get on my feet, get a space to live. I even started parenting classes in prison, in jail.
But see, I mean, you keep doing these things and coming before me. And what do I always tell people? If you have an issue, you can come back to the court. We can try to figure out what's going on. And I always tell people, stop hanging your life, or what do they say? Hanging somebody on the stars and moon. You're thinking like this one person is going to be the person to change your life. And I really need this person in my life. And we're doing great when all, you know what we need to do? When you find chaos in your life, you need to calm down and you need to work on self before you try to get in a relationship. Because usually when you're in your own turmoil and chaos with criminal cases, you know what ends up happening? You attract people who have chaos in their life as well. And usually that person is not a good person. So what are you guys talking about?
Judge, go ahead.
On the new charge, Judge, she's going to enter a plea. It's going to be a 1244. On the case she's on probation for, I think we're going to agree to inpatient treatment. I believe it was with ISF.
Mm-hmm.
I think primarily to get her the coping skill that she needs to make the right decisions, because it's clear she hasn't been making the right decisions. That's probably why you know her on a first name basis, because she's been.
Well, I mean, I know her because I remember the first time she came in. Then I remember the next time she came in, she was wearing yellow because she was pregnant. And then I remember the next time she came in, we were doing updates. Everything was going fine. I knew she was going to fall off the rails because she ended up with somebody. And I was like, this is not going to work out. Usually, again, sometimes you meet a guy, that guy is fantastic. It's like out of a Hallmark movie. You know, but the Hallmark movies, what ends up happening, some lady is stranded on the side of the road and some guy picks her up. And it turns out that he owns a company in the town. He's a millionaire. One time, my mom and I were watching a Hallmark channel and the lady ends up marrying this millionaire. And guess what ends up happening? He ends up dying. We're like, this is supposed to be a Hallmark movie. And you know what ends up happening? She meets another millionaire. They end up getting married. So I knew that with the guy you had chosen, yours was going to turn into a Lifetime movie as opposed to a Hallmark movie. You got to get yourself together. So probation, this is what you all want to do? Give her another chance? We don't know. Are we sure about this? Let me ask you, are you available to come back this afternoon by Zoom?
Possibly can, Judge.
All right, can you do it by Zoom? Because this is something I'm gonna have to think about, okay? It appears that you all have an agreement on the 1244. So I'll look at that.
Okay.
And then the probation thing, I just really need time to step back and look at things, okay?
And just so you know, Judge, I've dealt with Ms. Testy multiple times, and she just seemed like a different person this morning from when I'm usually dealing with, because usually she is kind of bucking any type of treatment. Because the state did give her two options, either prison or treatment. And I told her she would likely do more time in treatment than she would possibly in prison. And she said, no, I would prefer the treatment.
All right. So, and the other reason why I'm going to call you back, because I have a judges meeting that I have to be at. and some important decisions are going to be made. 1:30.
1:30 is fine, Judge. I can do Zoom by 1:30.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson will give you the Zoom link and then we'll do everything else. Okay. Court is calling 2025 CR 003892, State of Texas versus Lisa Telsey. Can I have parties announced for the record? State. Defense.
David Andre Woodard from Ms. Telsey.
And are you Ms. Telsey?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any objection to your attorney appearing by Zoom?
No.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Telsey, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Telsey, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand, and did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with theft of mail, no more than 30 items, but no less than 10 items?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in, the right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand by entering this agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, sir.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into an agreement in this case?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
She does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
She is.
Ms. Telsey, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 58 days in the Bexar County Jail. There's a $500 fine, and the state is asking that you be sentenced under 1244. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
It is, sir.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
Did offer states one at a time.
No
Right.
objections, Judge.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in, the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence state's exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We're just asking the court to follow the recommendation.
All right, why are you doing this?
Because I just want to get back to my life and back to my kids.
I don't understand how stealing I'm saying, why are you stealing?
Oh, I didn't mean to steal.
No, I mean, you did, but if you go into somebody's mailbox that's not your own and you take what's inside the mailbox, that's stealing and you intend to do it. If you break into a mailbox, you're actually breaking into a mailbox. What do you mean you didn't intend to take mail?
I wasn't thinking. It was a bad decision on my part.
All right, court is going to find you guilty. The court has sentenced you to 58 days in the Bear County Jail under 1244. Give you credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine. Time and money run concurrent. The court will find that the judgment is satisfied and there's to be no contact with Shelton Burnett, Burnette. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Just 1 second.
What is the contact?
Forever. It should be forever, but I can't give you forever. But it should be forever because you all are out committing crimes. You shouldn't be together. You're not a good couple to be together. You're toxic together, or maybe you're toxic as individuals. I don't know. And that should be the least of your concerns. Because if anything, if he were a good partner to you, he would have been saying, hey, we shouldn't be breaking into these mailboxes. They're not ours. But everybody's trying to get fast money. And I will tell you this, the people whose mailbox you broke into, guess what? Maybe they were waiting for their check. Maybe it's somebody who's waiting for their Social Security check and they don't have it because somebody broke into their mailbox. I don't know why people won't get a job, a job. If you want something, you get money for it. And then, oh, I want to get back to my children. You should have been thinking about that when you were breaking into mailboxes. Were your children with you while you were breaking into mailboxes? See, you should have been with your children, but instead you were with this Sheldon Burnett person. Where were your children doing this?
I don't think I had them yet.
Hmm?
I don't think I had them yet.
No, this occurred while you were on probation. What do you mean? Didn't this occur while you were already on probation?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, was she already on probation when this was happened?
It was 2 months after, Judge. She was placed on probation September 2023. This happened December 2023.
So you're already on probation. And you shouldn't have been picking up new cases. Instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing, you decided to go out and break in people's mailboxes. All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 6472 State versus Lisa Telsey. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilty and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Lisa Shanta Telsey, who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 6472 for the offense of assault of a peace officer or judge on September 20th, 2023 for a period of 8 years? Is that you? All right, state.
Violation of condition number 1 on or about the 20th day of December 2023 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Lisa Shanta Telsey, committed the offense of theft, mail, 10 to 30 addresses in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State.
There are no more.
Oh, do you waive the remaining?
Yes.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, sir.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1? Well, so let me just explain something to you. Whatever agreement you worked out with the state, with your counsel, I don't have to follow that agreement. Because this is a contract with the court, it's not a contract between you and the state. So, for example, hypothetically, if the state were to say they want you to be continued, I don't have to continue you. I can send you to prison for up to 20 years. Do you understand?
So,
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
yes,
All right, the court is finding violation. Just one moment. Is violation of condition number 1 in the supplemental?
Uh, the copy that I have, Judge, it just says motion to finish. I don't know if it's gonna take.
I think I was given the wrong one. All right, and that's why you're saying there are no, because I had other conditions. All right. All right, thank you. So is there a proposed agreement?
Judge, the proposed agreement for the court's consideration is to alter and amend the defendant's conditions, to include residential treatment with CPS.
All right, why should I follow this? Because she was with Rosetta's Key. Am I correct? Probation?
Yes, Judge.
Was she with Rosetta's Key before?
Yes, Judge.
Was she ever with Apple Home?
I don't.
All right, so what happened with Rosetta's Key?
I was going there that, when I went to my probation, the last time the cops had arrested me for the old charge that y'all are, talking about right now.
All right, probation? What are your thoughts on this?
Judge, the court summary, according to the court summary, they do vertical the state ISF, Judge.
I don't think state ISF, well, that, I don't even think that addresses issues.
I know, Judge, that, in the past, we've seen Ms. Kelsey and she has been dishonest, with her officers, and I would like to point out that she completed her anger management. Other than that, Judge, that's all I have.
I mean, well, we were having compliance issues in March. And then she has a new case. I just don't think you should be continued. I don't know why I would continue you on probation. It doesn't appear that you're a good candidate.
And Judge, if I can address, I guess, the timeline regarding the new
Yes.
offense.
Yes.
She was placed on probation in September of 2023. The offense date on that new charge is December 2023, but it wasn't indicted until 2025, I believe. So almost maybe a year and a half, getting close to 2 years later. As I spoke with the court this morning before we broke, I have seen a change in Ms. Telsey from previous times when I represented her. Initially, my thinking with her was she wasn't very serious about probation, about what she needs to do to be successful on probation. But this morning, it seems like she wants to kind of get things in order. I know it's taken a few times of coming before the court to get to that mindset, but it seems and appears that that's where she is right now, where she wants to get back on the straight and narrow. She's still young. She does have a small child out there that hopefully eventually she can reunite with. But I think she has to get past her issues she's had in terms of making poor choices and poor decision making. So I understand the court's reservation in continuing her, but I still think Ms. Telsey is salvageable in terms of completing her probation and being a successful human being in society.
State.
Yes, Judge.
What are your thoughts?
Judge. Chelsea has been here multiple times, and I don't know what it's gonna take to correct her criminal behavior. Is there any thoughts?
All right, thank you. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to make a ruling today. Counsel, you can see if felony drug court is willing to accept her. So, Ms. Abrams, on her, I'm not going to make a ruling today. Can you all see if felony drug court would accept her? David Woodard would look into it.
With that, Judge, I just have other concerns. She was placed on the high risk caseload back in March. And even after that, it seemed we had some dishonesty and just not being compliant in certain things. I know that felony drug court is very, very strict on everything, and I just don't know that she would. I don't know that she would be successful there, Judge.
Your thoughts? Felony drug court is extremely strict. And they are more strict than I am with regards to my conditions.
I feel like I can do it.
So, I mean, I haven't made a decision. I'm not going to make a decision. I'm going to see first whether or not Mr. Woodard, whether or not felony drug court will accept her.
Okay, Judge.
So if you can look into that, then we can come back. And I'm going to recall this for sentencing. Oh, Norma, let me see. Norma, can you recall this for the week of, let's put it for, are you available, Mr. Woodard, on June 12th?
I am, Judge.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, if we can recall this for June 12th for sentencing.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
All right, and she previously entered a plea on the motion to revoke. Is that correct?
Correct, Judge.
All right, and the court found that to be true. And the court asked that she be referred to felony drug court, and we were waiting to see if she would be accepted to felony drug court.
Correct, Judge.
All right. So the court then will deny the motion and send you to felony drug court. And let me explain something to you. We can go off the record. By all intents and purposes, it would not be unjust to send you to prison, because that's where you really should be, because you haven't followed through on anything. One of the main reasons why I'm giving you this opportunity, because it's obvious that you have a drug problem. You will abide by conditions for a point in time, and then you just fall off the radar and you start using drugs again. And you have a child, and for some reason, Child Protective Services is not involved, which I don't understand why Child Protective Services hasn't come in and taken your child from you, because you're not a good parent at this point in your life. You continue to do silly things and things that are not a benefit to your child. And what do I mean by that? You just pick up one boyfriend after the next. And I'm going to tell you what I tell females that I see in my client and some in my court, and sometimes men. And what I used to tell people that I represented, the parents I represented in CPS, hey, maybe it's going to be a Hallmark movie. Maybe there's some guy out there, you happen to be working at the mall and you bump into them and it turns out that they own the property and they're a multimillionaire and they marry you and you all go off and live happily ever after. But normally what it is, it's a Lifetime movie. You end up meeting some guy, he's not interested in you, he's more interested in your child, and not in a good way. And that's what you've been doing. You've just been out here living freely, taking your child wherever you go, and your child deserves better. So this is your chance, because I do not have the manpower or the hours to be seeing you every single day. Felony drug court, they're going to see you every single day. If you fall off the radar over there, if you mess up over there, you know what's going to end up happening? They're going to file a motion to revoke and you're going to come right back to me. And I'm going to see that you've been given all of these chances to get your life together and you just chosen not to. And what's going to end up happening is you may end up going to prison. And if you go to prison, somebody else is going to be raising your child. Maybe they'll be nice to your child, maybe not. Maybe your child will end up writing a story about you and how their mother was no good and did nothing for them. This is your chance to change your child's story for the better and change your story. Either you want it or you don't. And what I can tell you, since you've been in jail, this is the best you have looked, where you appear to be focused on what's going on and your mind is not clouded by drugs. So do you understand?
I understand.
So you had better go there and you had better follow their instructions and you had better stay on the path between being clean and sober and taking care of your child and not having your child with a bunch of strangers, because right now you don't have your child is with some stranger. And again, normally guys are great, right? But then they could meet another female to come in to take care of your child who's a part of a Lifetime movie and not a Hallmark. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you, counsel.
Thanks, Judge.